Record.
There we go.
There you go. All right.
All right.
Well, nice to meet you.
Yep. Nice to meet you. I've seen you, seen all your, well, a few of your videos.
Yeah,
I'm very impressed with your
anyone's binge
progress.
watching.
Yeah.
You know,
Um,
it's 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 becoming a routine, which is nice.
yeah. Well, cool. Yeah. I'm super. I think you've made a ton of progress, and
Thank you.
yeah.
Well,
Sound good.
it,
In fact, so many people in the Discord are really, really good players.
yeah, they are.
So
Yeah, they are.
I'm just flattered that you know to be here, and I'll try and help as much as I can. With a caveat, anything I say, like when I'm playing, I'm not really thinking about things so
Yeah,
much. I'm sort of reacting, and so I'll have some ideas about what I want to do, but it's not like it's planned out. So I have to like listen to it again. I'm like, oh, I did that. I don't even
right,
sometimes know
right.
what I did. Yeah.
But when I watched your Sweet Sue improv, and like I said, I watched it a bunch of times. I'm like, okay, like I said, I recognize a lot of the stuff you're playing because there's just a lot of book two vocabulary. Um, But I was like, well, why? Like, so when I was looking at Sweet Sue, okay, so quick background. I know I was a rhythm guitarist in the Gypsy Jazz Band years ago. Um, and I always wanted to solo, right? Like who doesn't? Who doesn't want to have a moment of glory where they're just ripping through stuff? But I didn't really know how to approach it. And I think it was just being lazy. I would I'd read a paragraph or two on things to study or concepts to kind of master. I go, oh, well, that's hard, and just look for something easier. Um, so yeah, fast forward to now, I found Christian stuff, did the homework, right? I mean, I was just trying to be a diligent student, um, but I don't know what to do beyond kind of copy and paste. So when I looked at Sweet Sue, the first, uh, yeah, like the first four bars are just D7. So I'm like, okay, I guess I just take some D7 licks from the book and paste them. But I think you threw in some like 251s right in the beginning or something. So I was just curious, like, what were you playing over Sweet Sue?
So
If you can
okay.
if you
So
can remember or take a look at it and kind of say, okay, this is what I would do right now.
yeah. So what I did with that was I messed with it for a while,
Yeah.
and I treated it as an exercise like Christian does, where he says, "Oh, I think I want to try my 251s," and
Right.
so I had like I had the whole set of 251s sort of in my head in two
Hmm.
different positions, and I wanted to be basically kind of be free with them. In other
Hmm.
words, if I had like the way I think of the A section of Sweet Sue is it's really kind of like A minor six and D7 are almost the same thing.
Okay.
D9, they're the same chord. And so I just think of one kind, and then there's that pattern, that minor six pattern that fits over
From
there. That
yeah, from book
uh,
one.
yeah, from book one or
Is
book,
that like
yeah, this basically, that right there.
right, right.
Uh, so that kind of a thing fits over. You can do it anywhere. The
Okay.
pattern.
Right.
Um, so that's the way I think of that first section, and then just make sure it resolves. Um,
Okay. So really quick. Okay, so you're thinking um you said the A minor six pattern. So you got four bars though.
Right. So
So
what you could do, so
are you
for
just
instance,
are just moving it around, like sticking with that pattern and moving it
yeah, I'm just
around,
moving it
or
around. And for
okay,
instance, like uh, you could just do that
yeah,
and then restate it. So if it's, while you're doing do 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 do
what
do
wasn't that
do
one of the
do
two five ones?
do do, huh?
Wasn't that one of the 251s from the book?
Yeah, it's one of the two five. So basically, I just restated
Right.
the 2 5 section twice just now, and it works fine.
Okay.
And you can do that with any of them. Just don't resolve the 2 5 to the one, and you can move them all over the place. And they're nice for shorter ideas too.
You're doing a 2-5 because it's a D7, so you're just thinking of the D7 as the five, right? So you
Yeah. So
do
the A,
whatever you're. I like really rudimentary. I know this is
yeah, yeah. No,
still trying to
yeah.
wrap
I
my head
mean,
around
like,
things.
so the two and the five, they're almost the same thing.
Right.
So you can just
Right.
reduce it to the five. And like sometimes I'll just be thinking two when I'm going through a 2 5. Sometimes I'll just be thinking five. And
Okay.
either one works.
Okay.
It's just slightly different flavor. Just like the same color, like it's all purple, but some is a little bit redder, some is a little bit bluer, but it's
Hmm. Hmm.
all kind of blends into the same thing.
So when you don't resolve to the one, like you play 2-1, you don't resolve to one. Is there
Yeah,
anything that
until
you're thinking? Is there anything that you're thinking about landing on? Because like I tried the same thing, and I'll just take a 2-5-1 out of the book, and now it's 2-5, the 5-1s out of book three, and when it doesn't resolve, sometimes it just sounds so abrupt, like it just abruptly ends. So are you just going by
right.
sound and like kind of playing around,
Yeah,
or
I'm
is there
going by
something where
sound
you
and
think,
like this. Yeah, like that
yeah,
sounds like a
yeah,
good note to end on and just a
okay,
pause.
just because,
Just because
okay,
I don't really
okay,
think about it as, oh, I need to make sure it ends on this chord tone, or oh, I need to make
mm,
sure it
mm,
ends on this. But it just happens to be that note right
yeah,
there on the
okay,
D7. So it
okay,
works. Uh, it happens to be the C. But yeah, I'm not thinking like that. I'm just thinking, play it and oh yeah, that sounds nice. Stop right there, and then start it over again. Or play something else. Play whatever that. Uh,
oh yeah,
maybe. So basically, join two of them. Do a short.
yeah, mm,
And yeah, basically, I'm I'm trying to flow.
mm.
So
Hold
um,
on one second. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of the background noise suppression because I think it's
oh, is
move.
mine?
I'm gonna do low. I don't know.
It's
Yeah, because it was
me.
kind of okay because the
Is that
guitar was kind
better?
of fading in and out.
Yeah, no, I'm nervous, so I'm playing like shit. But yeah, so
Didn't sound like it.
I'm on the G. Trying to just hit that 7 on
So
the,
okay, so you're doing G stuff. Um,
yeah.
so let's say like bars 5, 6, 7, and 8. So are you trying to hit the D7, or are you not even concerned? Like, are you just doing G minor, G major stuff for 4 bars?
So
Because it
if
sounded like there, yeah,
yeah, if so for the first for the 2/5 section, I'm trying to stay
yeah,
away from that G, and then
okay,
for the G section, I'm thinking G, but I might be playing around G a little bit.
okay.
So so basically, so there's that
Hmm.
G.
You have great vibrato, by the way.
And then trying to, and then for that section, I'm just because it's so weird when they're walking down. I'm just thinking
Yeah,
melody.
okay.
So
So
yeah,
okay,
I'm
so you're thinking melody, but like, what does that mean? Like, where are you trying to hit then? Or are you not even thinking the chords? You're just
so
Just actually just straight melody.
yeah, I'm just rearranging the notes.
Okay.
So basically, does
Hmm.
it's mostly the same notes that are in the melody because
Hmm.
I know it's going to fit. And when I try and play something cute, I,
Yeah.
I crash and burn. So for that, because it's going by so fast. So that for sections like that, I'll rely on whatever the head melody is, or if I have a melody in my mind that I know works, I might do that.
Hmm. Really quick. So, bars 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's that D. There's that the blip of a D7. Did you say? I don't remember if I asked this. Are you trying to hit that, or are you not even concerned? Are you
Nope.
just playing around with G
No.
for the whole time?
Now I know what you're. Yeah. No, I'm not trying to hit that. I'm just playing G. Yeah, on that.
Okay. Okay.
But I might
Okay.
hint at it, or I might, like I might go.
Okay. Just a little
Little
mini
something
trem.
to,
All right.
you know,
Hmm.
to hint
There you
at
go.
that little passing chord. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So when you go to work on these things, how much time are you taking? Like, are you just diving in? Do you throw in the backing track and just see what happens, or are you like kind of planning it out a bit, sitting with it,
Uh,
or
I,
or did you
I,
do that at some point in the past?
well, I mean, I've played a lot of these tunes a few times.
Okay,
So,
okay,
and I kind of have my stock licks, some stock licks, and so that helps. What, but it gets boring, and it like if I play one lick over and over again,
mm,
I can take the material that I'm learning in the 2/5s or in
hmm,
the major section or minor section, and I can overlay it and say, oh, instead of this lick I play over and over again, I have 5 different new ideas that I can play. And so that's how I
yeah,
kind of I try to mix them in like that, like recognize, oh, I'd normally play this. I'm going to try this. So if I normally play, maybe I'll do,
I love
just,
that one. It's like my go-to. It's
yeah,
the first one that
yeah.
comes up when I see 2 5 1s. Someone in the Discord mentioned the other day, or maybe it was yesterday, that they were surprised that I was having trouble or feeling not ready to play with other people. He's like, yeah, but you did the whole book. And he said, I'm having the same problem. And I realized it's either two groups of people, two categories of people in the Discord. You've got one group that I think is like you, based on what you just described, which is you were already playing. You'd already figured out how to play over changes. And then when you take the book material, you're able to immediately apply it to this foundation you already have, right? And then there's the other category, the other group are folks like me, where very little understanding, zero vocabulary, only know the book stuff. So now I'm trying to figure out how to use it over changes. So okay, so I kind of see why stuff incorporates so much more of the material than I'm able to, because I'm like, oh, 4 bars of D7, let's find a D7 long D7
Right.
passage, and you're able to kind of play with it because you get it. Okay, this makes
Yeah,
sense.
that does help. And then, but I know that you've been getting hit with a lot of people saying you got to play out.
Still not convinced, man.
And
I'm still not convinced.
it's it's true. And here's why. Here's why I think it is. Because when you when you play out, either gigging or in a jam, you you get one chance at each song, and
Right.
you can't go, oh, flip, I'm going to flip, and you have to go through that experience of failing over and over and over again with that material in that one chance.
Hmm.
And then you have one solo where something happens, it works,
Right.
and you're like,
Right.
you take both those experiences, the experience. I mean, I'm speaking for myself. I failed a zillion times and I still
Hmm.
continue to fail, probably, but I've developed almost like calluses. Like
Yeah.
I know that it's going to help. Even if I play like crap, it's going to, in the end, it's probably going to help. Um, so I recommend, I also recommend just going out and jamming and record it maybe,
Yeah.
or not. If someone else records it, ask them to get it and tell them not to share it with anybody
I, you know
until
what?
you see
I'm
it okay.
now that I have the channel um, going, it's the whole idea is very open about the process I'm going through. So
Yeah.
I've decided that when I finally do step outside of my house with the guitar, I'm gonna record it. Warts and all, like it's all going up on the channel. Like this is,
Cool.
I have nothing to hide. Um, oh, okay. Back to Sweet 2 really quick. So the A minor to C minor, A
Yeah.
minor 7 to C minor 6. Are you thinking anything special there, or are you just like
Nope.
sticking
No,
in some
just A
minor stuff?
minors. Yeah. Sticking in some minor stuff
Okay.
and relying on, just knowing, uh, that if I play, here,
Mm,
I can do
mm,
that, or I can just, I can go there.
that sounds
I
cool.
have
Yeah.
material in just everywhere that I can use. Like I said, it's basically I'm just wanting to make sure I'm not playing the same damn thing over and over again. But I know my
Right.
positions well enough that if I happen to be here, I have something. If I happen to be here, I have something. If I happen to be here or here, I have something that'll go from A
Mm,
minor to C minor, and it'll sound okay. And then I try and throw
okay.
in something. Maybe I'll try and throw in maybe an enclosure or a chromatic,
Hmm.
little chromatic thing.
Hmm.
Listen for the
So,
juicy notes that I might
so
want
you
to hit.
have stuff. So you have things like kind of as sets where it's like you said, A minor to C minor. You're not thinking like A minor, disconnect, C minor, right? Like you
No,
already have things that kind of flow into one minor to another.
yes,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
I don't. So it sounds very much like he's playing this lick. There's a pause. Now he's playing another lick that sounds completely unrelated to what he just played. Okay, so I guess I should consider that. Hmm. So how about the book two stuff then? Have you found anything that works like lick wise, going from say the A minor to the C minor,
You
or
know, I
is it just
didn't,
whatever comes up in the
I
moment?
mean, yeah, it just comes up in the moment. But even on that, let me think. So let's say I play, I
Okay,
just
okay.
threw in a two
So just
five.
start. Yep. Wait,
It
you,
works, right? I mean, it
you'll
seems to
a
work.
2-5, a 2-5 over this over the C minor.
Yeah,
For,
because
oh, okay.
it's
Oh, because
almost
it's
the
just the
same
two.
thing.
Right. Okay, so you're just thinking the two. It's going to have the five, but it's almost the same thing. No resolution.
Yeah, no
Okay.
resolution. And then,
Okay.
so,
So this is what I keep hearing. It's all 2-5s. I think that's what I'm hearing.
well,
Like
now
advice wise. I don't mean you're playing, but
no, for that particular song, what I did there was I was just concentrating on two fives.
okay.
So, so I put them everywhere. And so if you're concentrating on diminished as an exercise, throw the diminished in everywhere you possibly can.
Mm,
If you're concentrating on, like that lick, that major lick,
mm,
throw
mhm.
it, throw it everywhere you can. Throw it over the, or let's see, where would I put it on the third of the A? So it'd be here. Well, of the A, right? So
Oh, the A, the C.
yeah, do
Ah,
that,
got it. Okay.
or maybe here. Trying to figure, but if
Okay.
and then so you could
Okay.
do that. So just take these ideas and use them all over the place. That's what that's one of those Gonzalo Vergara things. He's like,
Learn a
yeah, take
little,
one
or
lick,
use it a lot, right?
take one lick and wear it the hell out. Just use it everywhere
Yep.
you could possibly think of until you feel like. And so yeah, now I'm wanting to play that major lick over as much as I can on Sweet
Right.
Sue,
Right.
and maybe some diminished ideas. Yeah, but that one was I was thinking two fives, and I had
Okay.
those two chapters. I haven't even done the last chapter of two fives. That's why I'm amazed with you guys. You just work through that material so quickly. I
Well,
mean, you have
because I wasn't applying it,
obviously you have
yeah.
the technical
Go ahead.
facility and you have the ear. So basically, um, you're probably a lot closer to being able to do this than you think right now.
I am hoping to have my Karate Kid moment, my wax on, wax off moment. Like,
Yeah.
ah, I've known this all along. I mean,
Yeah.
that was part
That
of the reason
and
why I wanted to talk to you, because like I said, I recognized the lick, so I'm like, okay, so if you can kind of help me see that I already know this stuff, and just
yeah,
like kind of help me figure out where to place it. And you are, by the way, this is really helpful.
cool. Yeah, yeah, and again, don't be afraid to fail if you go out. It sounds to me like you're afraid you're gonna go. It sounds like a little bit of fear. Like you'll go out there and you just won't be able to play anything and you'll be embarrassed, right? Is that
Well, so it's like this. So I have no foundation for soloing, right? Like I have no I have I don't like you mentioned you have things that you can play, but what you really want to do is expand the vocabulary. Like
Right. That how do you think I
I
got
have
that?
right. So I fail every time I put on a backing track in my on my couch and nothing comes to me, or I don't know, like it's not that I'm worried, I just don't know what's actually supposed to go over certain things. So I feel like it's like I'm trying to run a 5K and everyone is saying, bro, just get out there and run a marathon. It's like, hold on, let me figure out let me figure out a couple of basics first
Okay.
and
I
then I'll
feel you.
go and fail.
Yeah, I was
It's
pushed
not
pretty hard.
fear.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
It's more
I was pushed pretty hard.
understanding
I
why
didn't want to
not.
do it either, and I was pushed pretty hard. My wife likes playing out, and I play with my wife. So
Oh, that's cool.
she was
Okay,
like,
nice,
let's go gig," or "Let's go
nice.
play." Yeah, and that's otherwise I probably wouldn't have even done it. So, uh,
Well, I'm going
but
to
it
as
did
soon as I
help.
can like play something over songs without major gaps. Like that, my bar is really low. Like I'm not Christian. I watched Christian's review of my progress report yesterday, and I you know he kind of thought it was like a fear thing. Like I wanted to be really good before I got out there to play. But no, the bar is just can I like get through a song without stopping and going, now what? Like that's it.
Right.
And I'm
What
not
about
there.
just
So
composing solos?
it's kind of what I'm doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of what I'm
And you'll
doing.
sound great, by the way. I'm sure it'll sound fantastic. The only thing is with
No
composed
broken
solos
knuckles.
is when you get lost, or if you have a bad note or something, sometimes you get lost in the
Yeah.
composed solo. But that's also a good learning
Yeah.
experience because that's when you'll start actually improvising, you know? So if that does happen, that might be the thing that is the gateway to more free playing. But I did that too. Like I composed a few solos. Of course, we also just learn a bunch of etudes and we'll try and
Hmm.
parrot those sometimes. I think everybody does that. But yeah, yeah. I hope this was helpful. I hope I gave you
Yeah.
some insight into the way I at least
Definitely.
approach it.
Well,
And
it's kind of, oh, sorry.
no, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say it's kind of freeing to hear like, no, I'm just trying these things and resolve. I don't resolve to a D and I end the 2/5 where it just sounds right, right? As
Yeah,
opposed to, here's another rule because it's a little overwhelming to hear, even talk about altered stuff. I keep going on about how I don't, I'm still trying to figure it out, but it can get a bit much. So to hear like, I play the major over the minor, locked until I'm sick of it, and then I go on to the next one. So this is really nice
you're
to hear.
cut. You're cutting
Oh,
out a
am I?
little bit. But yeah, yeah, like that C major thing, uh,
Mhm.
playing that on the minor third, and it turns into a minor. That's kind of a
Yeah.
substitution. There's one lick that I did in that 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 is it's an altered lick on that Sweet Sue. Um, that was the tritone sub, where that thing right there.
Mhm.
So yeah, and I
Which one was
like the
that?
try the what's that? So it's that one up here
Uh,
with the A minor, and then for the D part, he's playing.
okay. Hmm. Could you raise your guitar a little bit? Okay. recognize
So
it, but
it's
your brain's not bringing it up to me. Not
yeah,
giving
it's
it to me.
that minor,
Uh,
the 12th fret on the E,
uh, ah,
and then he goes
okay.
down a half step.
Okay, okay, okay. That
That's
sounds familiar.
this. So it's basically this sound,
Okay,
and then resolves to the G. So basically,
mm.
uh,
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah.
That's one of the,
So
okay.
that
So that's just a lick from the book, but it happens to be altered, right? And you kind of pick that
yeah, it
out
happens to be
as
altered.
an altered phrase that you wanted to work on. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, and then
I
yeah,
should probably go
or
back and read the
there's
notes in the book.
yeah, those altered licks. Basically, uh, anything that's kind of based on diminished or tritone, anything that includes the third and the seventh, I think. But everything else is sort of, you can throw in all kinds of other weird notes.
Hmm,
As long as you
hmm.
keep that third and seventh in there, it sounds like the an altered version of the dominant.
Are you aware of thirds and sevens when you're playing stuff? Are you like, I'm now hitting a third, I'm now hitting a seventh, or do you have
No,
to?
but I just
I
know
kind of have to
that.
count to figure it out.
Yeah, I just know that like on that's why the tritone works. It's because it's got those strong tones. So you have
Right, right.
uh, yeah. So
I just
basically
recognize
it
them by shape, but yeah,
yeah
right. So it's a third, seventh, third, seventh, right? Or whatever the
yeah.
order is. Okay.
I'd have to
Oh, seven, 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 third. Okay. Yeah, I just know it by shape.
right. Me too.
Okay.
But I know that since they work, um, since that works and it sounds nice, that I can pretty much play lines that are based on that, and that's based on those chords,
Right.
and make sure and hear I just know that that third and seventh will be there. If I hear a strong tone, it's usually the third or the seventh, and I'll be able to emphasize that um, rather than in them than landing on like a weird note. I just know I have
Okay.
those notes that'll work.
So that's kind of
And
a conscious decision is to land on those.
well, not conscious like I'm thinking about, oh, land on those notes. I'm just listening for a solid note, a solid, like where is
Okay.
home, and then it'll usually be
Hmm.
those notes or the tonic or yeah.
So how much do you practice? Because obviously this stuff takes a long time, right? It's like, okay, I'm going to work on this concept, and that's not like a day-long process. I'm finding. I kind of knew that. It takes a long time. So how much are you practicing? Or how much did you practice to get to
Um,
where you are right now?
it went in fits and spurts. It's kind of like you described, like I played for a while, I stopped playing, I played for a while, I stopped
Yeah.
playing. Some days, like if I'm motivated, like when I was started out with book two, I was putting in some, couple hours a day at least.
Okay. Okay.
And some days maybe more, some days less. I'm not as rigorous as you. Like you spend just 2 hours, but you do it almost every day. And I
Yeah.
was more.
Yeah.
Some days I might not practice too much. Some days I might
Hmm.
practice 4 hours.
Okay.
Um, but
It
yeah,
was just a deal. It was just
and the thing
let's try to
that
finally learn how to do this.
yeah, exactly. What I'm sick of sucking, so I need to
Basically, yeah.
practice.
It's now or never.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, especially at my age. But uh, one thing that's motivating, another reason to do a gig or a jam is that um, if you have the time, is that you'll find you're practicing more to get ready for it because, again, you don't
Yeah.
want to suck.
Yeah.
So it's a motivating thing as well. And yeah.
Hmm. So how did you learn before the books? Like you said, just etudes and just kind of applying whatever you found online?
Uh,
Or was there a process you followed
yeah.
before all
No,
this?
I like, okay. So Stokelo was a big influence.
Yep.
That was the first person I heard that it kind of made sense. Like what he was playing, uh, this like it sounded right to me, and I was like, okay,
It wasn't too out there. Yeah.
no, yeah, it appealed. It was interesting, and it
Hmm.
made sense. And as long as I'd have to slow it down to about three-quarter speed because
Right.
Stokelo,
Right.
but
Right.
that I could actually play his line and feel like, oh yeah, I like the way he
Hmm.
thinks. I like the way he's thinking about this music. So that was one guy, and then Gonzalo also kind of the same kind of a thing where
Yep.
um, I started listening to him and trying to play some of his ideas, um, and uh, and then somewhere between those two, I also just tried to make sense of it myself. Just using the ideas, but also just saying, okay, I wanna just play an arpeggio here, dominant seven
Hmm.
arpeggio,
Hmm.
and how can I make that dominant seven arpeggio sound interesting? And then I started experimenting with what I wanted to do as far as the closures and chromatics and how I wanted that to go into maybe diminished run or something, or Phrygian dominant thing, leading into the diminished run. Um, and then kind of playing with it, coming up with my own idea, going back and looking at how Stokelo does it, learning an etude or trying to transcribe something from Django, just sort
Hmm.
of just I think what everybody does in
Hmm.
this Discord because it's compelling. Just going through and trying different things and also trying
Right.
to flex my own creative muscles a little bit and come up with my own thing a little on the side too. And between all
It's a lot
that,
of
and
time,
also,
man. It sounds like you put a lot of time into this.
yeah, yeah. Also, uh, before we played this, like I played some blues, I played like college rock,
Oh, okay.
um, I knew how to play. I knew some scales. I didn't really, arpeggios aren't really played much in rock
Hmm.
and blues, so that was new, and all the diminished stuff was new. But I had some vocabulary that I still
Hmm.
use. Every now and then I'll throw in a major, scale run, uh, maybe throw in a few chromatic notes or an enclosure here and there so that it hides the fact that I'm just playing a major scale. But but yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, just a little bit of everything.
The Zoom is about to quit on us. It says we have less than a minute. So we don't have an abrupt ending. I'm going to say thank you. Uh, I'm going to go and work on
Thank
Sweet
you.
Sue and hopefully post something in the Discord. And